Yeah, he's at the municipal league. Yeah. You want to I said, here's what he wants to do. You know, trouble following him around. He's here, I don't know what.
Yeah, that's all we're
Some of black kids, some of black kids. No. At the bottom of it, you had a deal, like you want to go left or right. So I put all my deals, you put all your deals. If I had a vibrator on this house, that's what they got. We're talking about rude people. How about them all vibrating football? You remember that?
Good evening. It's 5:30 and we will call January 2024 board meeting into order. We'll start with the invocation, and that is going to be offered and brought to us by Select Breer.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this wonderful day and all the many things that you do for us. Just continue to watch over this wonderful town and all the people that are here tonight, Lord, to not only serve the citizens of West Point, but just to move us forward and to make this a better place. Thank you for all the servicemen and women that serve our country, and watch over, guide, and protect us. In your precious and holy name, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Mr. Jones, will you lead us in, Mr. Randy Jones, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we adopt and approve the agenda, it's my understanding that there is a need for an amendment.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Mayor, I'd like to add an item to the agenda tonight due to the emergency of a water tower repair that we have, that we need to have done immediately. So I want to add that to the agenda.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Second.
Make a motion.
Second. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or any discussion? With the motion and the proper second, that motion carries, so the consent agenda is changed. Is there a particular place, Mr.?
Mr. Jones, are we needing a motion to declare that a state of emergency to get the repair done immediately? Because under the timing, we're not able to go through all the processes of getting the proper number of quotes and whatnot, but due to the nature of the incoming weather, the water is sitting there pouring, spraying out the side of the tower, and the crews are coming as soon as we can get them here, correct? Okay, so I need to declare that a state of emergency? Okay. Madam Mayor, I make the motion that we declare the damaged water tower in the Lone Oak area as a state of emergency to be repaired immediately.
Second. Any discussion?
Just for your information, the estimate is like just under $10,000. Normally you'd have to have 2 quotes. For the only people who could give us a quote, probably take them 2 weeks to get here, even if they got it. So we just go bypass and go with the initial quote. Under the guys in emergency probably covered anyway, but then you're taking it officially, and they're scheduled to arrive tomorrow. You need to get it taken care of.
Okay. All right, so we have that
We
motion in a second.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Before we go any further, I will just interject Happy New Year's all, Happy 2024. I am sitting in for our mayor who was away traveling at our city, the winter MML conference. So we wish him safe travels and a productive experience. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, which will be item 4, approval of board to accept Mr. Joe Max Higgins Jr. from Golden Triangle Development Link on economic development updates for the city of West Point. Mr. Higgins.
Council. Elizabeth's handing out something. We've got a resolution for y'all to consider tonight. It's called an intent resolution, and it is the intent for y'all to grant a tax exemption to a new company that's looking to come to West Point. Okay, so if y'all are familiar, you can grant 10-year tax exemptions on new projects coming in. This company is looking at purchasing the Blazon 2 building and making improvements to that. And they are asking y'all to consider providing a 10-year exemption of property taxes for the city, not for the schools. Those can't be exempt. We are on the agenda to be in front of the Board of Supervisors the 24th or 5th this month for them to take action on the same thing. If I can, I'll tell you a little bit about what the company is, what the project is, so you understand, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. The company's name is Owl's Head Alloys. They are out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. They are coming in conjunction with the new aluminum mill that's going out by the airport. I would categorize them as an aluminum resmelter or secondary smelter. In the aluminum process, once they make when you make steel, y'all are all familiar with what slag is. You know, you get slag for your road, you know, it's that rocky stuff that's the waste product. But when you make aluminum, there's a product similar to slag, but it's called dross, D-R-O-O-S. D-R-O-S-S, I'm sorry. But that contains still yet a goodly amount of aluminum that can be reclaimed. So these guys in part will take that dross material, re-smelt it, siphon off the good aluminum, and then the byproduct, which is salt cake and phosphorus. I think phosphorus or phosphate. That byproduct is anticipated to go to the Golden Triangle landfill. We've been working with the company for several months. We've reached out to DEQ. We worked with Jimmy Sloan, who runs the landfill out there. We sent them analysis, and we've got an affirmation that they can accept the waste at the Golden Triangle landfill. So the Golden Triangle landfill will get the waste product. The resmelted aluminum will be put into a specialized carrier and taken back to the aluminum mill, where it will be injected into the aluminum process in its liquid state. Okay. The capital investment on the project is about $30 million within 2 years. Now it grows, but I don't want to sit up here and tell you it could be a $50 or $60 million project. They're committing within about 2 years to invest $30 million to create about 65 jobs with a pay of somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 55,000, not including benefits and insurance and that kind of stuff. That's pay. They are still working towards the acquisition with Liggett and Platt of the building. But we had a call with them last week. That's all going well. They think that's going to be done. They understand we're here before you tonight. And they understand that we'll be in front of the Board of Supervisors latter part of the month to get their approval and concurrence. We had a call with them with the state this week. Last Thursday, we had a call with Mississippi Development Authority. They are working on an incentive package with the company. They've been doing this for several weeks now. We think we'll have the incentive package by the end of the month for the state. Can't say it's 100% done, but I'd say it's 98% done that we're doing this. You probably might want to know that they selected 3 sites in the Golden Triangle expanded area. They looked at a site in Brooksville, they looked at a site in Lowndes County, and they felt like the land and the Blazon 2 building was a good fit for them, a good bargain. We've reached out to the city's offices regarding your zoning and what the property is zoned for. And I think we got a letter ready in the affirmative that what they will do, the outside storage that they will require is all permitted and won't require a rezone by y'all on the zoning, that the current zoning will work. So Mayor, I'll entertain any questions that you might have or provide more insight on it if I can.
Board, questions?
So this will be just a consideration for it tonight, the tax exemption. You're asking to grant that tax exemption
You
tonight.
can't grant a tax exemption until they're actually here and have done the project, okay? So what you got before us here, I'm not a lawyer, but what I will tell y'all is kind of moral, and it's a moral and ethical commitment that if they come here, if they make the investments and they come and ask for the exemption, that you will grant it to them. It's not binding, Kim, but if you don't do it, our word won't be good anymore. So I consider this to be a moral and ethical commitment that West Point will do right by us if they do right by you.
Do you need board action from them?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
it's, the resolution calls for an action and actually has a place for all the selectmen, where you say yay or nay or whatever, it's filed and done and placed in your official records is what we're asking.
So what you're needing is to pass the resolution
Yes,
that's
sir.
presented.
Yes, sir.
The intent.
And this is the intent of doing the tax exemption if they come to town.
That's right. And what I will tell you is once this deal is done and they get their investment made, a year from now, a year and a half from now, something, Randy, we'll be coming back and we'll be asking for y'all to approve the exemption.
What has been our board attorney's involvement so far?
Historically, always, and our attorney has been sick with COVID, flu, and what the other thing too, both of them. Yeah, he's been down for the count for days, but typically, when he prepares these, he sends copies to Angela Turner for her review as a county board and to Orlando as y'all's attorney. Mayor, I can't swear to God and tell you that Orlando has blessed this, but this is similar to the form that we use on all of these in the 3 counties.
So
I second the motion to pass the resolution.
Any discussion? With the motion being made and properly second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
They told me that the next time they make the trip down here, they want to come by. And they've been here already at City Hall or had conversations with y'all. But I told them I wanted y'all to meet them. They want to meet y'all. I think you're going to like them. I think you're going to find them very approachable. And they're excited. They're excited. So I'm hoping y'all are too.
thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the positive update.
and all that you do.
Thank y'all.
And
And just FYI, we were in front of your EDD this afternoon. They approved an early entry for Orgus, to be able to cut some trees down where's Phyllis? To get away from the back. To get away from the long-eared back. But I will tell you, and William did a good job representing y'all, that is a fee and lieu project.
That's right.
Okay? William serves on the EDD, and Scott and William both remembered that on your fee and lieu's in Clay County, y'all have an agreement to share the fee, the city and the county split equally. Y'all remember all that? Elizabeth did the math for them, and I think conservative number is about 200, when that happens out by Yokohama, that's about 200 grand to the city annually. It's shared for the first 10 years, and then it goes up to about 350.
Yeah,
Goes up to
yeah, 354.
about 350 or 4-year, 11 and beyond. So some good news there. I think they're going to start here pretty soon. They're underway in Lowndes County. So I think 2024, you're going to see them start building that. And so, you don't know what 2,000 acres of solar panels look like. It's a lot of solar panels. So, but thank y'all for all your support, help. Happy New Year. You're doing a good job, Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Joe Mack,
appreciate
the city clerk will get the paperwork with all the
Yeah,
signatures on.
We'll get that from you. We'll come over and get whatever we need to do.
And Mr. Matt, Mr. Joe, the company we talking about, it's a spin-off from Steel Dynamics.
Yeah. That Steel Dynamics selected 4 companies to give them bids to do this service for them. 3 of those companies came to the Golden Triangle, contacted us, toured, everything, okay? I'm saying this tongue in cheek, but not so much. The last time they were here, right before Christmas, before they picked their site, we were up here looking, and we ate a Stafford burger, and I think that closed the sale.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda, 5, approval of board to approve grant application for the EPA STAG grant task order number 6 with Wagner Engineering. Mr. Joseph. Good evening.
This is just, as you know, the appropriations for, I think it was for $2.5 million. It's a grant through EPA. These are the preliminary stages of that grant. This is for us to do the work to submit that grant application. In that submittal, we have to do a preliminary engineering report. We have to do an environmental review and develop a scope with the city. I think in that scope, it'll be about 4 projects, all water related, I think. And these are projects that once the grant is submitted and approved by EPA, then we'll start the process of going towards those projects. But this is the preliminary stages to submit that application and get all those documents submitted. Any questions?
Okay, what are the wishes of the board?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the task order number 6 with the Wagner Engineering for the EPA STAG grant process.
Sir,
Motion, purpose second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thanks,
sir.
Grant.
Next item 6, we'll have Mr. Randy Jones, approval of the board to approve the West Point Water and Sewer Department audit financial statements, June 30, 2022, from Watkins Water Stafford. Mr. Jones.
You have received beforehand, both in printed and digital version, the audit report for Watkins Water Stafford. There weren't any significant findings, and we're asking that the board, if y'all had a chance to review it, they're comfortable with their report, that you approve it.
and then you did find everything in good standing.
Yes, sir. Nothing's ever perfect, but we're as close to it as you can get.
Okay, what says the board?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Motion proper second. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Number 7, approval of the board to approve sponsorship and participation in the amount of $350 for the support of the Dr. Martin Luther King Holiday Celebration 2024. That request is behind tab 7.
Yeah, I'll make that motion. Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Number 8, approval of board to authorize Judge Benny Jones to declare surplus the old code books to the jail for use by the inmates with the approval of the Board of Supervisors and Jail Administrator, Judge Jones.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, board and mayor. We would just like to ask the board to vote on that officially and allow me to have the authority to basically clean up the clutter in the judges' chambers. All those old books have cluttered the judges' chambers up, and we wanted to find some useful purpose for these code books, these old code books, and that's what we're asking for, the approval of the board and the mayor. Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor, I make the motion that we declare the old code book surplus, giving Judge Jones the authority to offer them to the county.
Second.
Motion proper second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Judge Jones. Next item, approval of the board to approve best RFQs quote for the architectural city hall renovations, and we'll have Ms. Benson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have 3 rating sheets received tonight from last night.
You want a fourth one?
Pardon?
You want a fourth?
Sure. You'll have to go on to the next item, and if you want me to. Okay. All right. And this is the way it shook out. Prior Morrow received the most number of points. Next in line was Major Design Services, then Belinda Stewart Architects, and then JBHM. So based upon your rating, Prior Morrow was selected as the architect for the project.
What says the board?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we accept the prior Morrow qualifications for the project for Ms. Benson.
Okay.
Motion proper second. Any further discussions, questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you.
Okay.
Motion carried.
I'll tally the rating sheets officially and email them back to you for your minutes. And I'll copy Mr. Carruthers. Okay?
Thank you. Moving on to number 10, approval of board to approve travel for Lawrence White to attend water and wastewater infrastructure class January 11, 24 in Vicksburg.
Make that motion, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. So, any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so now we will go into department head report. Why not the fire chief? We're making eye contact.
Other than my normal report, I have nothing new to add. Y'all have any questions?
Any questions for fire chief? I see you, Jeremy. With Pearson stare, let's have it.
Other than my report.
Anything for Jeremy?
Yes, when are you getting a grocery store in here?
Actually, I think we're gonna talk about that next week.
Make it Kroger, sir. So.
We can do it.
Jim, I'm in the room with Dirk Cheap is closing. That's what Facebook said. Yeah, that's what Facebook said.
They got a sign big enough out there. They didn't hide it.
So they got big deal, 75% off, 50% off.
Oh, no, they got a closing sign.
Yeah, come on, come on, say it.
Okay, Jared,
Just what's on the report.
any questions for Jared, Park and Rec?
You wasn't around Gino?
Yeah, we're practicing there tonight. It's been a good relationship. Moves the bleachers in. I've got a portable scoreboard we're gonna use, and, we were gonna help repair some lights, but they're about to turn everything into LED. So there's no sense in paying $2,000 when they're gonna place it.
So what we at now? What Gino?
South Campus.
Okay, that's okay.
South Campus gym, and everything's been going good. I had to referee a scrimmage the other night. It was fun. Everybody was calling my name, yelling, telling me what to do. So I just felt the love, from my parents. I'm sure, when you referee, it's one of those things, but everything's been going great. So, and I'm hoping it's a long-term solution. So looking for a gym every year.
Yeah, I'm still hoping that we can maybe, build us a gym, with
I agree.
tax base, tourism, whatever.
I agree.
Everybody got one but us.
Yeah, the only thing that-
Everybody else is in debt too.
I'm saying.
Ain't that right, Mr. Pitts?
Maybe with the newly elected supervisors, we can get them to go and add what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I hope you're right, Mr. Pitts.
Yeah, we talk about that today, you're right. But we do need one though, serious.
I'm hoping that we
Okay.
kind of just discuss what we need to do together.
With some turf around softball team, the whole way guy.
Well, it's gonna benefit all the kids. It's not, all the kids come from all over the city and county, so it's gonna benefit. the kids.
Right, that's what I'm saying. All right, appreciate you.
Okay, and just a minor point before we move to the next department, we would like to acknowledge with the IT department that we have an employee with over 2 decades of service that is in the process of retiring. So tonight is Edgar's last board meeting as an employee of the city of West Point, and we would like to wish you a positive transition and the best for your future. Okay, so back to the department heads. Let's have Chief Cook look like he's ready to go. Good evening.
I have two things. One is a resignation. I asked the board to accept the resignation of DeMarco Easterwood. He took a position over in Columbus.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
The next one, I have a new hire. I would ask the board to hire Michael Edwards.
So do we need to go in executive session, to discuss? Yeah, the salary and stuff, so I'll make the motion, Chief hold it, and we'll go in executive session. But we can make the motion out.
We can hire.
So we have that.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? I'm sorry. Speak up. Who gave the motion?
I do.
Okay, in a second. Select the pool. Thank you, Chief.
That's it.
Okay, any questions for the police department, Chief Cook? Thank you, sir. Long Street, Light and Water Department.
Mayor and board, we have, as you've already acknowledged, Edgar Harris is retiring, and the 12th of January, this Friday will be his last day, and you should have that in there, as well as the official last day on record will be February 1. So he'll be taking vacation after 15th through the 31st. Also, you have a letter of resignation, and acceptance for you, Mayor and board, Darius Quinn, who resigned, decided to want to go back to school full-time. And so you have a copy of his letter of resignation and the request to accept that.
I make the motion that we accept the letter of resignation.
Second. Motion with the proper second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
I said that. That's it.
Next, Mayor, is the recommendation to fill the position that Darius, we're down to just one meter individual, that's Ray Fisher. Ray's had some health issues as well as some family issues. And so we're having a hard time trying to stay on top of reading these meters and getting these meters installed and getting the proper information, especially on the water side. And so we're asking and making the recommendation that we accept Kelvin Nicholson to replace him in the meter department.
I'd like to make that motion. And we have Ms. Nichols.
Second.
Any discussion? So this position for Kelvin Nicholson is to replace Darius Quinn,
Yes, ma'am.
and it resigned on December 28th.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
When will his start date be?
Once next pay period.
I'm sorry, what was that question?
When would the start date for the new hire? For Mr. Nicholson? Did we?
The next pay period, which will be the 30th.
I know you made a motion, I seconded, I didn't even know.
No, it will be 30th. Not this pay period, but the next period, the 30th.
Okay. And when he comes on board, that'll give you one of two, but one would be an in and out with property.
Boone went full-time with the fire department, and, he comes in when his schedule will allow. And of course, the water and sewer department's been very helpful. As we know, when we had the last meeting, selecting Boone to help us. What we're having is that we're having a meeting. The utility committee has gotten the information, mayor and board, with our core and main, with a programmer, and with CSA that does technical assistance. And we're having some problems with billing and some of the equipment that they led the city to believe that would be working prior to me coming to this position and since, and that is not being working. And so we're going to have a meeting with them to get to the bottom of it and try to get the legal attorney in to find out why they recommended what they recommended, why it's not working.
So if I'm not mistaken, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
And then, Mayor, there's a recommendation when we met with the committee that we need another meter reader. And the recommendation is that we would offer, if the board so approves, Sophia Walker as a meter technician.
A meter reader?
A meter technician. Job title would be meter technician.
What's the difference between the meter reader and.
Well, the technician works on the meters, antennas, and do all the technical installation of the meters. And the meter reader just goes out and read the meters.
Oh, she have any prior experience to that?
Well, she has some engineering, experience and, interviewed real well. And I think you have a copy of her.
I mean, has she ever did that job?
No.
You said she interviewed well?
Interviewed well and, very enthusiastic, has, some mechanical experience, and, very conscientious, has basic, mechanic and repair work, experience, and, feel that would be a good fit to train and put in that position.
Is this a newly created position?
This, yes.
The electric committee, y'all know about it?
This position was discussed in it was a partial committee meeting, but I mean, we were there and it was discussing issues of where we were at and how we got in the position we were in and what was creating the number of estimations and the meters and having to go out and get information and whatnot. And so,
So y'all decided that this would help solve the problem?
well, basically, it was what's needed to get there, but then there was not a full discussion on that. So if there needs to be further discussion on that, I don't have a problem with that.
Well, I'll tell you just from the seat of Ward 1, this is, it's kind of all new to me. And, I'm kind of slowed down at best, but taken aback at worst that there has been a position created, interview, and a recommendation, and it's all being bundled to us in one.
Well, we asked last month for the position, made the board aware that we needed another position, but we can certainly, retract.
You're saying last month we approved to
No, ma'am.
create a
We
position?
asked for me to read it, but we can,
How do we answer? I mean, is it in the minutes where we voted on that?
no.
Okay, so we did not approve that,
Right,
the creation of a position.
okay.
And the interviewing and the recommendation is all being bundled in. That's my concern.
Okay, well, we'll hold off. No problem. It'll create some problem, but we'll come back and we will ask that the board consider, in the next meeting too.
It's not a problem, but it is a problem because, you know, the turnover ratio that's going on, you don't want to put this young lady in that position and she be overwhelmed and she ain't never did it before. Then next month you back up saying, hey, this ain't panning out, or 2 months later, this ain't panning out. Then we're back at point A. You know, this is me, Ward 5 speaking. If we're going to create a position, this is strictly me now, real. We need to do our due diligence in making sure that we just don't say, hey, this is a new position, we're going to hire such and such. She hadn't had no priors, he hadn't had no priors, experience to it. Okay, we're behind. Okay, get out there and solve it. We'll be doing that person behind, we'll be doing them wrong to put that kind of pressure on them coming in the door. You know,
I understand.
That's just,
I certainly understand.
it's nothing, that's just where I'm coming from.
Well, I understand wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And one thing I would say, to the board is that, in our effort to, correct some of the problems that we're having and to bring about efficiency and also, raise the level of expectation from the employees and customer service, is that, we've gone to East Line Ward Association and we, interviewed with them to look at their, program and their, plant and how they design everything. And we are presenting, a plan in the electric office with our water meters and with our electric meters and the whole staff in the building. How can we go about correcting some of those problems? Previous board, went to census, meters, and I think there was a 15-year payment plan, and the normal life cycle of a meter is anywhere between 9 to 10 years. So what our meters are doing, our meters have gotten to the end of their life cycle.
We understand that. We totally understand it. That's not the
I'm
argument.
just giving you a little update of what's
Yeah,
going
we
on.
understand all that, but what we're saying is a newly created position with where we face there right now is we'll probably be doing that person we hired this service knowing that they got to come in and automatically get it.
Not to mention, a newly created position has to have its I's dotted and T's crossed.
Yes.
I don't know about a newly created position falling under day-to-day.
Okay.
Now, the same way there is a distinction between what is day-to-day and what requires board action, that's a very distinctive difference to me.
Okay. Any other questions about the report?
I would recommend the utility meet committee, and talking with Selectman Poole, he can meet next week and we get together as quickly as possible, determine the situation, the needs, and then try to get something moving forward. So if that's what's needed, then that's what's needed. If not, we go different, whatever, but that's what the meeting will discuss.
Okay. And we sent an email on the other meeting, Selectman Poole and Selectman McBrayer, on the 22nd.
Oh.
Not shooting it down, just
Oh, no, yes, sir. I'm saying yes, I appreciate it.
Oh, before you said, I was sitting here looking over your financial statements, but it looks like the electrical department's and for being 6 months into the year is on pretty solid ground. I'll give you a second to get over to it.
Yes, I'm in it. And one of the areas, Mayor and Board, that's over, I think we mentioned, and I'll mention again, is the MCI report on collectible accounts, the 2023, we accepted it into this fiscal year budget, which means that it didn't go into the last fiscal year budget, which makes that line item over because you got last year and you got this year, which is on collectible accounts. And then the building official expense, the salary that I was paid in 2022 was reimbursed back to the city, which meant that had to come out.
But even with all that being said and done, you're still operating.
We're still operating both water and light, and we will adjust, and then my report, you'll notice that I say that we ensure that the monthly claim dockets are reviewed and signed off for approval and review best practices to focus on making sure that we hold the line on quotes for purchasing and other equipment and services rendered in both water and electric.
No, it looked like it's trending like where we want it to.
And you notice on both the electric and the water audit, you know, they make a statement about the signatures on the time sheets, but it also notes that has been corrected. If you notice that in both those reports, and we do make sure that all the appropriate supervisors sign off on the time sheets on by monthly, 15th and the 30th.
Appreciate it, man.
As far as the application on the meter technician position, what's the board?
I guess no other truck for the table, so move.
Yeah. Motion with a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Tabled. Thank you. Any further questions for light and water? Thank you, sir. Mr. Carruthers.
Nothing else to add other than we got our trucks, but they were the wrong trucks. So they shipped us the wrong trucks.
Hold on, say what?
They shipped us, they brought us quad cabs, RPO says crew cabs, and the owner of the company is aware and he's trying to get all of that corrected.
Oh.
So the two trucks are sitting outside.
What's the time frame? That was a long process.
They're not giving time frames because of the process to build them, but he is working on them. I actually spoke with the owner of the dealership, and I enlightened him that we had received the wrong order, and we cannot accept the wrong order. I spoke with our city attorney, and it was correct that we can't accept them due to the purchasing prerequisites, and we applied for a grant, and you know how we wrote our grants. So
So they're gonna come pick them up, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to come pick those up, and they're supposed to honor us at the price that they quoted us on. I think that's what he wants to crawfish back on because of the price.
How long will it be before they pick them up? As long as they said that we're responsible for them?
They're their trucks. However, we did go ahead and just to protect the city, allowed Gil to place them, under our insurance. Keep it covered, because the paperwork, he's supposed to bring the paperwork and shred it up with Natasha, but they were notified that we don't want the trucks. We can't accept them. And I think that gentleman who sold them to us has the flu, and he has the flu and his wife has the flu. So I was talking directly to the owner of the company.
So they don't know how long they're gonna be able to send somebody to come and get them?
What I was thinking now, this is, in my opinion, probably when they find us the 2 trucks, so when they make that 1 trip, they're gonna drive those back and leave our 2, take their 2 back with them.
Oh, as long as it took us to get these.
That's right.
I wanna sit there forever because they.
6 to 12 months.
Because he swore that, that they were on the ground. No, you can't have them. I think the right rebel wants them too, so. Listen, we only have 2, though, there's 3.
We will sacrifice them, we're working on it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Randy Jones, CAO Department.
As I said earlier, not everything's perfect, but I do bring you good news tonight. We've got a lot of economic development going on. You've noticed down on the highway, the Connie's Chicken is open. Love's is getting ready to kick off their construction on the Speedco facility. It's going to be adjacent to them. Got Zaxby's, they got delayed opening because of equipment delivery delays, but we expect them to be open by the end of the month. Is that right, Jim? And T-Mobile's down there as well. And, we're excited for what's going on with that part. On your schedule, on my calendar, I showed on your schedule that we had a meeting with Core and Main, and I think that Eddie talked about it too. It's not any longer coming up tomorrow. It's going to be on the 22nd. Is that right? To help us solve this meter problem, we're going to meet with them here. Since y'all approved the water and wastewater audit report, that frees the audit team up to being able to come to the general city side of the house to start the audit here. They've been here for a little while today. I expect them to come back probably in force in the next week to 10 days to gather up all the information. We've already been providing them some information. I'm optimistic about what we're going to find in our report this year. I think we've made some good steps forward and wherever our shortcomings were. And we've always been fortunate enough to have good employees that, do the right thing when they face the option of number 1, do the right thing. Number 2, when you're in doubt, first rule 1. So, but I'm optimistic about what's coming as far as the audits. We're finally getting caught up time-wise and not getting beat up by everything from the Census Bureau to the state auditor about the timeliness of our audit reports. We don't have any control of that. That's all in the auditor's lap in their schedule, and COVID pretty much decimated their ability to travel to do the audits. But other than that, I don't have anything in particular to add to the report other than the good economic news. Any questions?
You did send us the thing today about the 4 counties going to get that.
Yeah, I emailed y'all. Remember I told you that I emailed each of you a copy of how this all started and where it's going. And it's a win-win for us. Fort County wants to be able to serve the area geographically where we tap onto our services. And now's the time to me to cut to the chase, let them have it back, because we can't serve anything commercial. I went through all of it, and I also included in there, but you didn't have yesterday, a copy of each of the utility bills for the sites that we serve that are owned by the city. And you're looking at anywhere from 4 to 6, and the worst month, $7,000 a month in utility bills from the electric side. And really is 1.72 cents difference on what Fort County charges versus what we charge ourselves. So you're looking across the board for all of those accounts, less than $100 a month, more than what we're paying now. We escape all the construction, the new rehab construction stuff, the maintenance of those lines, replacements of transformers and poles. We also do away with the overhead right-of-way permit. It's several $1,000s annually that will have to fall over Fort County's lap. This is a win-win for us if we decide to go that way. Take your time, study what I sent you today. If you got questions, I'll be glad to address any of them. I know the mayor would like to be here when we make this final decision about giving them back that circuit. And I know they're ready to start on their construction.
So either we pay for the upgrade or they pay for the upgrade.
Well, they have to pay for the upgrade,
That's what I'm saying.
but
Then we keep it.
we're attached on their poles. And we have to upgrade our portion
Right, that's
of
what I'm
the
saying.
attachments. We would have to pay for that.
Right.
$30,000 or $40,000, somewhere in that same range. We won't have to do that if we let them have the circuit. They will do the upgrade and do the maintenance. I can see it.
Are you needing action tonight, or is it
No,
that time
no,
sensitive?
I mean, y'all can certainly take that if you wanted to, because all this, what's gonna do is I'll draft a letter telling them that it's our board's intention to allow them to have the access to their area, their service area, their designated service area, which they granted us access in 1987, because the only thing down there was the airport and a couple of other things. There was no Walmart, there was nothing else. And now that systems have to be beefed up and upgraded, recircuiting, and it's to their benefit because they get to serve all the commercial and private enterprises down there. We cannot serve anything unless it's a building that we own or a lift station that we own or runway lights or rotating beacons. We'll simply be paying, instead of paying the electric office over here, we'll be paying Fort County for the service we've been providing. Regardless, we gotta pay the electric bill, no matter who it's to. I also mentioned, we're still working with them on this broadband access, fast testing and corporate payments.
So there's a couple of things. One is on this subject, the other one on the other subject, but I'm gonna leave this one to everybody satisfied. Are you saying that there's gonna be approximately $100 or less a month to have them to get the buy the power from them and to service our sale?
It'd be
So-
about $100 a month extra we
Extra,
pay.
right.
Yeah, that we pay them more than what we pay ourselves.
So are you saying that Fort County Electric is more than West Point Electric? Go ahead.
It
say
is,
Okay, I appreciate
yeah,
it.
they're 1
Just want to put that out there.
they're 1.79 cents per kilowatt hour higher than the rates that we charge.
I need to say that for
However,
record.
we don't have to buy down there, we aside from ourselves, that we get that discount, what would equate to a discount. But, most of the bills, for instance, if you see them, they're around, the lift station and the shop down there, the two biggest ones. And if you were to calculate 1.72 cents times the number of kilowatt hours usage, you're talking $30, $50, $60 per location, more than what we pay ourselves.
So ain't no daily times, we the commercial dispatcher here to quote that. With this
Shirley, will you
Facebook
get
Live or
that?
something, saying we cheaper than Fort County. We need that on record.
Well, to follow,
Or do we write that down so they can read that one?
Right.
well, to follow up on that, Mr. Longstreet had done a comparison of what last month, I'd asked him because there was some grumbling that we were the highest rates in the area, we were the high, and that's not the case, is it not?
That's exactly.
Mayor Moore, we're in line. We looked at Columbus, Starkville, Amory, Aberdeen, and Oklahoma. And talked with all those managers, they sent that information. We're in line, and sometimes, in some cases, we're a little under for the region. So we're in line with what they are charging, both residential and commercial and business.
Well, it would be a good custodians of people tax dollars, it's all right to be under the line.
Okay, great. So can you get, either one of y'all can get that and put that on like a spreadsheet for us, and so we can actually see that? So we can look at those. I appreciate it. Get us the printout then.
So, Mr. Jones, what would be the saving? What would be the saving versus owning? and
Our
selling?
savings,
Right.
$5,000 or so a year, an annual right of way that we have to pay the railroad just for our line that goes over the top of the railroad. You're out, you save on the front end where they're recircuiting and upgrading, we're saving about $30,000 that we don't have to do. You know, Fort County has to do it to serve us. And we also, saving the maintenance costs and replacement from everything from transformers, insulators, whatever it may be.
Mr. Binder said he talked to the mayor earlier today about this issue, and he said he was in favor of it, that we needed to do this.
Oh, that's fine.
I have not had that conversation with Mr. Binder yet. Is that, I don't know.
Yeah, I asked somebody what he thought about it. He said, yeah, we need to give back to Fort County. That was that. That was his thought.
Well, that's fine, however y'all want to do it.
Are we ready? Can we take action on that then? Is that okay with everybody?
That's not on the agenda.
Well,
Let's talk about it next month. We talk about it next
We
month.
discussed it last night. I mean, it wasn't.
Well, anyway, here's what if y'all want to go this way, which I think is a good idea, I still have to draft a response to their request to take this thing back, saying we're willing to let you have it. And then they'll have to respond and say, here we go. The contract is canceled. Y'all not serving yourselves anymore. We'll serve you. And then everything rolls off into their lap. It's no different than them. We don't have any say-so about them serving Walmart. We can't serve them. You know, it's just an add-on for their service area.
And I would like for the city attorney to look over that as well to make sure.
I'll send it to him too.
Okay, good. Okay, thanks. Yes,
Anything else?
Yes, there was some discussion. Do you have any updates on where we are with Comcast? I know there were some issues about where we are on Comcast and paying them in lieu tax and their poll fees.
Yeah, the Comcast deal's in our attorney's lap right now, and they haven't offered a whole lot. I will tell you, the good news today is, and y'all gave him permission to negotiate the settlement with B&W on their delinquent thing. He got it at $30,000. They're gonna pay us $30,000, which is like $5,000 or $6,000 less than what they owed us on the utility bill. But that we're done with the court case, all the legal costs and stuff like that. West Point Water and Light Department will get a check for $30,000 from B&W. But
So we're still waiting on the information from Comcast, because I understand that there was a pretty significant dollar amount that they were owing and not paying, yet they are still using what they're not paying for, which I still don't get why we hadn't taken that equipment off our poles.
Our option is, if they don't respond to our attorney, and like I said, it's in his lap, and he knows it now. If they don't respond, we can do the same thing we did last time when they paid up. If we give them 30 days to take their stuff off our poles. They don't like that public relations. Yeah, it scares them.
But it's kind of what they do if one of our constituents don't pay their bills, and then they're gonna shut them off. So I don't understand why they still getting a free ride in our constituents or not.
So, like, if I may, it's my understanding our attorney is prepared to give us an update on both of those.
Okay.
Next month, but he wasn't able to be here tonight.
Excellent. Okay.
We can do that, but like I say, it's crazy. They don't ask if they can raise your rates on their Comcast service.
Well, they have.
And
They have. They raised it.
Yeah.
We're probably already paying for the extra rates on our bills.
And the other thing is that I would like to pursue, if they continue to be obstinate, I called a third party in to do a separate, this has been back in 2011 or somewhere in that time frame. I called a third party audit company in to look at whether or not they're paying the proper franchise fees to us Franchise fees is a flat 5% of all their sales and services, including advertising. They had been unreporting to us, not paying us everything they owed us. And if I remember correctly, they had to cough up an additional check in addition to the attachment fees of $10,000 or $15,000 that they'd underpaid us on the franchise. And, you know, I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for them. I don't mind going that way too, if y'all like me to. I'll try that third-party agency. So see, they can come in and look at their books. They can look at their service charges, receipts, advertising charges and fees, and they're supposed to be paying 5% of whatever they're garnering to the city of Westport for all their service inside the corporate. And you know, we've annexed too, since a long time ago, so that may be an area if we had looked at, or they're not looking at it as closer, hopefully we're not paying attention to. But anyway,
We're paying attention now.
it used to be I could go down on Highway 45 and talk to them, get whatever fixing they need, down. Good luck finding somebody. Even on the phone, they got other people who go see somebody face to face.
Any more questions of Mr. Jones? Thank you, sir. It's my understanding now we're going to entertain a motion to close the meeting.
So move.
Second.
Any further discussion? Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Go to, determine if going to executive session for discuss personnel.
Second.
So that was your motion. Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Meeting closed to determine the need for executive session for a personnel issue.